Everybody, I'm Dom with PowerSlap News. Joining me today is Matt Strickland. Matt, how's it going, man?
Fantastic, brother. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for taking time out of your day to talk to us. I wanted to talk to you as somebody who was around for the first round of PowerSlap. What are your current thoughts on the second batch of fighters so far?
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell about anybody really, except some of the guys that have had a few matches. We're all pretty new to this, and just watching one match is not going to really give you a huge insight into what a guy is capable of. We're going to have to go, round for round and mano a mano a few times before people really get to know what each guy's made of.
Hmm. Somebody again who's been around from kind of the birth of the sport. You've seen the changes the sport has taken. Do you see it taking more changes? Do you think we're going to see things like no more of the knee bending? Do you think they're going to be cleaning that up? What do you think?
I think that there will be definitely adjustments. I don't know if it will be specifically that, but I definitely think that there's room for growth as far as the way that it's officiated and the way that it's actually the sport is actually played or fought, however you want to say it. But yeah, definitely there's definitely room for improvement. I feel like the referees stand on the wrong side
Sorry, I think my connection. Did I lose you?
when they watch to see a slap. They're standing on the
Oh my goodness.
opposite side of the slapping hand, striking arm, so you can see the strike. No, I can hear you perfect.
Okay, sorry, I cut out a little
I can
bit
hear you,
there.
Don.
I apologize, Matt. I'm having a connection issue on my side. I can hear you now. Your image is froze, but I can hear you. Um, because I don't want to waste any of your time and you took time out of your day, I'm going to
Okay.
continue. I don't know why I'm getting the lag all of a sudden. I noticed that even when I was trying to get you the link, it wasn't connecting fully. I wanted to ask you, you've had a fight so far in Power Slap. What made you want to come into the sport of Power Slap, and what makes you want to stick around in Power Slap?
Well, to be honest, I when I got into PowerSlap, I didn't know it was PowerSlap. I was asked to be part of a combat sports television show and wasn't told any further information. I was flown to Las Vegas, and when I got off of the plane and was picked up by the UFC representatives, that's when I was told what it had to do with. And I was like, wow, if this is connected to the UFC in any way, I'm going to go for it regardless of what it is.
That
So that's how I approached it.
that sounds significantly different than to most people that I've talked to. Most people said, "Hey, they saw the ad and they applied for the ad, or they went on the website, they
No,
put in
see,
the
like you said,
application."
I was part of the original, like the OG. Like I was one of the first guys they reached out to somehow. So like I was just I just accepted without even knowing what I was getting into because I didn't care. So I
So,
was just like, yeah, I'm totally down.
so you were
And
handpicked.
yeah, I definitely the producers and everybody were talking to me from the get go. So yeah, they were trying to find me at somebody who specifically that I wanted to go against, kind of like they did Devon, but it didn't work out. That guy couldn't attend, so
Mhm.
it just didn't happen. So
Yeah.
I ended up going against Crespo.
Oh, I think I'm freezing again. I feel awful. There we go. Connected
So
again.
we can always try again another day. It is 420. Maybe your computer's high.
Oh my goodness. It wouldn't surprise me. I got to catch up if that's the case. I wanted to ask you as well, again, going back to someone who's got that OG status. Everyone seems to debate this with me, height versus weight. What do you think's more important? What if you're a scout, you're a coach, you want to find the next power slapper, what's the body feature you're looking for? Big hands, long arms, skinny neck,
Uh,
what do you want?
in my opinion, there's not like as you can tell by just the way the competition has went so far, there is no physique that stands out or outperforms one or the other. I mean, you look at Wolverine, you look at all the different body types. Like there are guys that have power in every kind of like physique style that you can imagine, and some guys that don't look like they have power at all absolutely bring it. So I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, but if I was gonna, just like embodiment of what a slapper should be, it would be like you probably like think about Russell Rivera or somebody, some big backed guy who's a big thick neck and big traps and stuff. But as we've seen that AJ put him out with one strike. So I mean, that doesn't even matter. It's all about. I think a lot of it's heart, and you never know how accurate the striker is against you. So I mean, there's so many factors that play into being successful at this that it's really just we're just gonna have to wait and see.
It's the heart one is interesting to me because a lot of people I talk to talk about that this sport has a mental aspect that isn't seen in MMA or boxing. You need to stand there and prep.
We're walking out there knowing that we can't defend that slap. We have to eat it. We have to. So, I mean, there is a totally different. You go into an MMA fight, you might not get hit. You could have a flawless game plan, or the other guy could just make a mistake and slip, and you get the top game and just dominate the fight. Like, there's so many things that can happen. But in slapping, for a fact that you are going to be hit. There is no avoiding it. It's absolutely going to happen. So, I mean, if you can mentally prepare yourself for that and face that one time and time again, I mean, that sets people apart, obviously. There are guys that have done this that clearly don't want to do it again. And there are guys that are chomping at the bit that are just waiting for their next opportunity, like myself.
I've noticed that it seems like some people get defeated at the coin toss. They lose the coin toss, and then they just start sinking. And, there's other people, like I'm going to go back to AJ, who loses a coin toss and goes, good, bring it. Different mental.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered for AJ because if you see his mentality, you can put him in any situation. He's going to spin it so that he can use it for his own good. No matter what, it could be a negative. He's still going to use it as either a motivation or as a fuel or whatever. He's not going to let it deter him from what his ultimate goal is, which is to defeat whoever it is standing across from you.
For sure, right? And I think that is a bigger part to this sport than perhaps in what we've seen in like an MMA or boxing. Would you agree?
Definitely. Most definitely.
So what have you been doing in the off season without giving away your secret sauce? What are you doing out there to train specifically to PowerSlap? Anything different?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I've actually built my own slap training device. It's called the SLAPERATTUS. So it's basically a soccer ball setup, like how you can kick and it'll recoil the soccer ball and you can keep kicking it over and over. Well, I have that set up where I can slap it repetitively and it just resets just like somebody's jaw, and it's got resistance on it, so it's just like slapping the hell out of somebody, and I can do it over and over and over and over again.
And what did you call it? Sorry,
the SLAPERATTUS.
The SLAPERATTUS. Is there a patent on the SLAPERATTUS?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm working on that right now.
Okay. I want to see results from the SLAPERATTUS, right? We want to see this thing do well. Because we talked about this earlier. It's very new. Everyone's kind of doing different things. AJ's out there headbanging. Other people got the weights on their neck. Some people aren't trying to bulk up the neck.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I think that it can't hurt you to strengthen your neck in this sport. I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, I've worked out my neck, so I can't be knocked out. That really is not going to, I don't think that's going to change a lot of that, but it's definitely going to help you be able to absorb that and recover faster from the blow that you did take. So it's just like with anything, you prepare your body for what you're going to go through and you can recuperate faster and do it again. I mean, that's.
So I want to ask you this as well. This sport seems to be getting a lot of hate on the social media aspect of this, right? Everyone's saying you guys aren't athletes. The sport's barbaric. It's just trading blow for blow. You're not defending yourself, all this. What do you have to say to the comments like that as somebody who's done it?
Well, some of these guys aren't athletes, but that doesn't mean they can't slap the shit out of you. And it makes it a unique thing that there are guys like, Austin Turpin who can come off a construction site and go against I think Cody has fought a few times MMA, maybe amateur or whatever, and he defeated him. With no combat sports experience or whatever. The dude has, some forearms and a neck. You work on a construction site, you're going to build certain aspects of your body that might be beneficial to slapping somebody. But I can tell you one thing that they didn't build on the construction side is his brain, because he's not too fucking smart. Calling out some of the people he's calling out whenever he's got me behind him. He just got I don't know how the fuck he got ranked ahead of me, but I promise you this, that dude's not going to be in the rankings for very long.
He's calling out some big people. He wants to really climb fast, right?
I mean, hey, that's what you're supposed to do, right? I mean, you might as well take the reins when you can, but sometimes the horse will take you places that you didn't want to go.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. We were there in Vegas for that first live event, and watching those two heavyweights go at it for that main event. Slap is different when you're there in person. It's actual baseball bats hitting each other.
Yeah, like I said, me and Duane, we had got to the benefit of talking quite a bit before, and we knew we were going against each other for a long time, up until we knew we were about to do the coin toss and all that stuff, and we had discussed over and over again, whoever goes first has a tremendous advantage. More than likely in our matchup, whoever goes first is going to win. And he got the coin toss on me, and he fucking rocked me. I got up, and unfortunately they didn't let me continue. They said I wasn't back in the correct area at the right time or whatever. So it is what it is. But he done his job, and that's all you can do when you're out there. And it's not as easy as people think. Yeah, we're just standing there, and you have to slap, but you still have to land in the designated spot and be effective in that designated spot. All that tied together with the pressure of the crowd and the lights and the atmosphere, it is a totally different thing than people would imagine it to be. Definitely.
So one thing I ask every fighter, something kind of unique to PowerSlap I've noticed, is everyone seems to have a story of when their chin was tested. I've heard people tell me kicked with steel toe boots, steel beams dropping on their face, cheap shot with a pipe. What do you got? What's your story that you got behind you that said, this is my credit to my chin?
Unfortunately, I've done some time in the Department of Correction, and I've never been unconscious in a life or death situation. So that's what I attribute mine to. And so I'm a professional fighter. I've done bare knuckle for BYB, fought for Game Bred, Jorge Masvidal for Icon for Game Bred fighting. So combat is just part of who I am. So getting slapped is literally just a joke, really. But that doesn't mean you can't be fucking hurt joking around. You know what I mean? I don't consider it really a sport, but that doesn't mean that it can't be. You know what I mean? I feel like right now it's just kind of like this thing that is morphing into something, and hopefully we ride it long enough until it can be something legitimate. Well, and people will respect it, on the same level as they do other sports. Until then, I don't know if we could call it a sport.
Well, right now, I've been putting it in the same category as it seems to be very good as a spectator sport. It's got that thing of baseball where you got a little bit of a lull.
Sports entertainment.
Yeah, go get a drink, hang out with your buddy. Oh, the action's coming. Pay attention. Boom.
And then go back to talking to your buddies.
Go back talking to your buddy. Go get another drink. It's good for that, right? I think it's going to have a home there for a long time.
I think the social media aspect of it will always be popping. I think that quick microwave generation where everybody wants something now, this is the perfect kind of thing to give you a quick knockout or a quick, a quick little, whatever, a dust up between a couple guys, see some emotion or whatever, and some adrenaline, and just move on to the next thing. Yeah.
The attention span nowadays, a 5-minute round is too long for some of these kids.
Right. This is perfect. This is perfect for the way the generations are now. You can't hold them more than 15 seconds. So, I mean, that's it. That's all you need.
I agree. I think it's going to have a home. That being said, phone rings right now. Dana White, season 2, Dubai. You say yes?
Yeah, we're already talking about that. So, yeah, absolutely. well, like I said, I've been through the Department of Corrections, so I have to make sure that my travel documentation is all through and through. And so Dubai, I don't know how strict they are on felons and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes.
But you'd be open to it. It's not something you'd say,
Absolutely,
absolutely.
absolutely. I would leave. I would leave yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, so we know you're training. We know you're down for season 2. We know you're sticking around for the sport. Can you let us know what's next for you?
Well, as far as right now, I've got a couple of professional boxing matches lined up. Right now, they got the card up May 24th or whatever. They have not found me an opponent for that, so I asked them if it was okay to pursue those boxing matches in lieu of because I don't want to be inactive, but I don't want to miss an opportunity with PowerSlap and be obligated to somebody else. So they told me to go ahead, so that's what I'm doing right now. But they signed me to a 6-fight deal, and I wholly plan on fulfilling that. So.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to know that you're still sticking around. We still on contract, still got fights going. I know we've seen on the Instagram some people have posted the sad letter that they got that they're no longer with the organization. You don't got one of those.
No. I got, like I said, I got a 6-fight deal, so we're good. I don't think there's that many heavyweights out there that are capable of taking shots like that and getting up and continuing and wanting to continue doing it after taking shots. So and when I did that, like I said, I didn't even know what I was prepared for. I hadn't really trained for that first event or anything like that, and they still put me in the co-main event at the exhibition. And above Tony Lopez, above all these other names, the only guys that were above me were Ryan Phillips and One Eye Wolf. That was the main event, and then it was me and Crespo was the co-main event. So yeah, so they had pretty high expectations, and so I think that's why my ranking is where it's at. Even though I've only had one match and the results were the way it was, I haven't gotten an opportunity to show what I'm capable of yet. So I'm looking forward to doing it.
I'm hoping to see you come back. I want to see the results of what'd you call it? The slapper size?
The SLAPERATTUS.
Yeah.
And see, so, like I said, the original event was in March of 2022. There's a lot of time been since then, and I've been training for actual fights, not slap. So the transition from the person I was then to the slapper that I would be now would be unreal. So we need to get in there real soon.
Well, we definitely want to see you back. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I really do appreciate you giving me some of yours. Sorry for the rocky start there. I'm glad that it cleared itself up and we ended up finishing strong. Before we leave, where can the people find you? Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, any merch store, sponsorship, anything like that you want to plug? Go ahead.
Well, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. So you can find me on all those. Matthew Stretch Strickland. TikTok, all that shit. So
we'll link it all down below. I'll connect with you after. Thank you so much for talking to us. I really do appreciate it. Have a great evening.
No problem, man. Have a happy 420.
I'm going to start. Thank you.
Yeah, man.